Go ahead, hit it.
Welcome, y'all. Y'all ready to do this? We're doing this one more episode today.
Hit that shit.
In location, remote location, in Jay's man cave.
In the back cave.
Yeah, exactly. In the back cave, in the bad guy cave. But anyway, yeah. Welcome to the cut. You know, regular cast of characters we normally do. Before we get started, I want to remind you, you want to support the cut, we got a Patreon page for $2. You can see all the episodes that Jay fucked up when he said something that we could not publish. You know what I'm saying? I also got a couple episodes that are lost tapes that we didn't really get out or we didn't publish for whatever reason. I mean, hey, you can listen to it, enjoy. Also, if you don't want to join our Patreon page for $2 a month, you can also check out our store. Our store has some gear on it. You know what I'm saying? I need to do better. I need to start wearing that stuff on here. Today, right. I'm wearing my Christmas sweater.
Because we got a holiday party.
We got a party to go to. You know what I'm saying? It's not my regular gear, but whatever. White folks love it. And,
also you can send us some liquor.
Yeah,
we'll take a liquor donation from anybody. You want to send us something? Hey, especially if you send us something from that's local to you.
Yeah, right.
That's my thing now. I like to try local shit.
Yeah, and we'll drink it. Well, they'll drink it.
We'll drink it.
And they'll drink it, and I'll watch them drink it.
Look, we might convince you to take a little swig.
Nah, I'm good.
Come on, man, take a little swig.
I'm good. I'll say this. So I was on Reddit recently, and they had a Reddit post about black podcasts with black hosts. And I was like, normally when they have a Reddit thing about podcasting, I don't fit in none of these categories. They be like, they got one on true crimes. They got one about German podcasts. They got one on history. I'm like, nigga, I ain't got none of these things. But when this came, I was like, oh, this is my time to shine. This me. Come listen to my podcast. So the guy was like, yo, I like your podcast. I watched it on YouTube. I was like, you watch it on YouTube? I got like 100. I got like 100 views. You wanted 100?
Y'all niggas is crazy.
Yeah, he said y'all is crazy. And he was like, yeah, because you got that weird ass painting in all of them. You know that painting I got in the living room? I mean, in the kitchen. He said, you got that weird ass painting. I was like, yeah, he watched it. And then he was like, I listened to it audio, but I think it works better with the video. Like when you see them, it's funnier when you see it. So this is why I started taping. Even though when I taped last week with Dave, where it was just 2-man team, I didn't tape that stuff because we were tired and sleepy, and we had been up. I've been driving for 4 hours, and then nobody wanted to see that shit. Plus the fact we was in a hotel. And
they wanted all that smoke.
They wanted that smoke.
Yeah, they probably did want that smoke. I didn't bring my stand. I didn't have a proper stand to put it on, so I was just not feeling it.
Well, see, I think the video just adds another dimension to it.
I think it does too.
Because you get to see like our actual personalities. Yeah. Because we are animated motherfuckers. Yeah. Let's just be real. We are animated.
Yeah. The only problem with YouTube is that YouTube and the podcasting world, them two different audiences. So the people who listen to your podcast
are not going to watch the YouTube.
Are not going to watch the YouTube. So you contributed to a completely different brand of people here, and it doesn't necessarily translate. So I was talking to my man Rob from the Black Guy Who Tips, and he was telling me, man, it's podcasts out here with like major followings, audio wise, who make a YouTube channel and they doing it for 100 views. What the fuck is you doing this for? Man, granted, I ain't got no bunch of fucking listeners either way, so it don't really matter to me to just be screaming into a black hole. I'm used to it. Right. I'm used to it. It don't bother me. It don't bother me too much. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get started.
Yeah, talk about. We supposed to be talking about serious stuff.
We're gonna talk about some serious topics today.
Before we get to the serious topics, just so they ain't gonna say nothing. Oh, I'm the bad guy. All right, y'all keep it.
Yes, we got a regular cast. We got a regular cast of characters. Bad guy. Wicked Thurman.
There you go.
Country boy. Here we are. So I told you I wanted to talk about Zwarte Piet a little bit because I mentioned this the last time, and before we started taping, and Godfrey, the comedian who has a podcast called "In Godfrey We Trust," he hit me to this, and I had never heard of it before.
Okay, what is it though?
It is a Dutch holiday similar to Christmas, right? Okay, and Santa Claus has. When he comes down the chimney, right, he has his elves, and the elves come down the chimney. But when he comes down the chimney, he doesn't get covered in soot. When the elves go down the chimney, they get covered in soot. So when the Dutch people celebrate this holiday, they dress up like the elves and cover them. So you see where I'm going with this? They cover themselves in blackface. with red lips and blackface and fucking afros. And I was like, and Godfrey said this. He was like, you guys should, if you go down a chimney, you should look like a fucking chimney sweep and look like what's dude for Mary Poppins? Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins with just a little singe. You should still be fucking white. No, when you see them dressed up like
covered in soot,
they are
blackface.
They is straight. Look at this doll. It's straight fucking blackface. It's super fucking racist and it's super offensive. You know what I'm saying? And then
how long have they been doing this though?
That's what they would tell you. That's what they tell you about Zwarte Piet is that it's their heritage and they've been doing it since.
Well, see, I think the
1850.
Well, see,
I think older than that.
I think what you have to differentiate is the fact is that they are coming from a different place with it,
right?
And they are not trying to denigrate black people by doing it. It's not like they said that the whole reason why we doing this is because we don't think a black person can play this part.
I'm saying though. I mean, look at that shit.
But it's not like she's saying a black person couldn't do this.
So what you're saying is because you should get a pass because it's not coming from a racist place,
right? You get a pass because it's your culture.
It's not coming.
You was doing this before blackface was a thing.
I would just like to tell you that the Dutch are one of the European nations that started the slave trade, and they've been doing this shit they were doing it for hundreds of thousands of years, and. Like racism is a part of their culture. Yeah, but they're not, it may not be a main part of their culture now, but it has been in the past.
But they're not saying I'm putting on this blackface because I don't think a black person could fill this role.
I think
they're saying that I'm putting on this blackface because I came down the chimney and this is what I figure a person who came down the chimney.
What originally happened is that it started out where you probably look like you come out of the chimney, and then it became, I'm gonna dress like a fucking nigger, and now I'm in full blackface with red lips and an afro and a jerry curl. You know what I'm saying? It's probably started out where it wasn't racist, but now it's to the point where it got to that point. It didn't got to this point. And they do know better because people complain. And they're like, it's part of my heritage, and I was like, so is the Confederate flag. The motherfuckers know it's wrong, and they still talking about heritage.
But again, it's.
Your heritage can be wrong.
But the difference is, like I said before, is that like it's not like they're saying a black person cannot fill this role. So, like for instance, it's not like they're saying, because you are black, you can't participate in this activity.
So basically, what you're saying is because it's not like when back in the 20s when they used to have comedies that needed a black person and
rather than getting a black person,
they would have a white person in blackface. Right.
It's not like I could, like for instance, if I wanted to participate in this Zwarte Piet or whatever, Zwarte Piet, I could just be me and I could participate, right? And they would probably be like, "Hey, bro, why you ain't got no soot on your face?" And then I could slap a little something on my face and I could still participate.
You could participate.
Right.
Black people participate, and I think in some countries. Black people do participate, and I think they might actually put
stuff on their face. It's not like you're telling me you can't participate, period. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that's where we have the difference, which is that like I could participate whether I put the soot on my face or not, versus with blackface, the whole reason why they had it was because they didn't want me to participate at all.
And to that point, this was so ingrained in them, they actually had black comedians dress up in blackface,
right?
Because they didn't want you to be able to differentiate between the white comedians and the black comedians, so they had everybody dressing up in blackface when they would come up on stage to do that. Because they had some black comedians who were able to break through, and because they didn't want you to know, you know what I'm saying? And on a side note, because I mean. Zwarte Piet is still racist, but we're gonna move on slightly onto another note about the Watchmen. I don't know if you guys have been watching the Watchmen.
No, I haven't been watching.
All right,
I said I was gonna wait till the season was over, and then I was just gonna watch all the episodes at once.
It's fucking amazing.
But the reason why is because I'm scared, because like sometimes these
it's done by the same dude who did Game of Thrones, so that should give you a little. That should be your worry there.
See, my problem is that I don't want to watch something.
We got to worry about him 10 seasons.
Yeah, I don't want to watch.
5 gonna be 5.
Yeah, they're gonna be 5.
Right. I don't want to watch something that's gonna get canceled after.
Oh no! It's the highest watched show, most watched show on HBO. So you good. You good. Okay.
So like I said, when the season ends, I'll watch all.
Oh yeah, and it's amazing. It's amazing. Only thing I was going to mention to you is that in the show there's a character called the Hood. Avenger, hood vigilante, or something to that effect. And when you watch it early, you think it's a white guy, but really it's a brother who painted his face white so that he could blend in with the white folks. So basically, he was out here as a masked Avenger, but if I was a brother out here in the hood, you'd be terrified. But because you think I'm a white guy in the hood, now I'm a fucking hero. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, and when this happened, I was like, yo, that is fucking genius. That makes complete sense. And to this point, The Watchmen is surprisingly, I don't want to even say it's woke, because woke is, I fucking hate woke. I hate the word, but it is surprisingly black.
White folks started using it.
No, because they burned it, they ran it into the fucking ground, and now if you're not 100% woke with what they woke in, then you're not woke enough. And I'm like, dude, just stop it. Right. But The Watchmen is like amazingly black, and I would have watched it anyway. I was a fan before, and I was gonna watch it anyway. But when I watched it, I was like, oh, are we doing woke. This? Oh, this is woke. Yeah, this is Tulsa. The beginning, the first shot. Tulsa burn. Yeah, the first shot of the movie is the Tulsa massacre. The first shot, I was like, "Oh, we're doing this. We're going that way. I have to watch this."
The people from Tulsa getting their reparations.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
Don't ruin it for me.
No. I'm not gonna say
prove that you have a direct link back to somebody that
died. But yeah,
so, it goes back to that conversation we was having about how would you decipher who got reparations.
Who got what? I think they were doing the DNA, and they need to be able to trace your lineage back to somebody who was affected by the Tulsa massacre. But to that point, it's amazing. Watch it. It's very, very black. I think you'll enjoy it.
I think I say 2 or 3 episodes.
I think they're.
I was like,
they're up to 7, but it ends at 9, so you're close to being able to binge watch the whole thing.
Okay, so there's
can't do that week to week shit.
That week to week shit is fucking sucks. Yeah. I've gotten
used to binging.
I got spoiled on binging, and now that I got Disney Plus and HBO, and they got shows I want to watch, and they doing week to week, and I'm like, Nick, I need you to skip to the end.
Man, well, see, yeah,
skip to the fucking end. Okay. Let me just say this: everybody was hyped about Disney Plus. And I thought they were going to debut more shows at the launch than The Mandalorian. Right now, the only original show on the entire fucking platform is The Mandalorian.
That's the only thing people want to see.
But The Mandalorian is, to me, the best Star Wars anything since the original movies. It's fucking amazing. I love it.
Wait. You saying past Revenge of the Sith?
Yeah. I mean, like, we're talking about the original movie.
Episode, what is it, 6? Yeah. I think that's the one where Darth Vader became Darth Vader.
Yeah, like the original trilogy. The Mandalorian is the best Star Wars.
That's speaking highly because
since the original trilogy.
To me, the best of the new Star Wars is the one where Darth Vader becomes Darth Vader. That to me is
really?
Like, yeah.
I never liked
the one with the young cat.
With Anakin.
Yeah, with Anakin, where he becomes actually Darth Vader.
The scary part that you like that is that kind of disturbs me that you enjoyed that movie. That's the last in the second trilogy. That was the last
in the second trilogy,
which is a prequel.
It's the beginning of another movie, though, ain't it? Where Darth Vader comes in and he chokes somebody out.
Well, no,
it starts a whole other movie from that point.
No, that's the one where he becomes Darth Vader, and that's the first time you see. I think that's where they tell him that what is the chick that he was in love with is dead, right? And he just gets
died
so
giving
angry.
Birth to
Luke, and he gets so angry that you see him just lash out.
So when you watch it, the problem what I have with it is that it felt unearned when he changes into Darth Vader. I felt like I felt like it felt rushed. I felt like there needed to be a smoother path.
Well, see, I feel like that's what they did in that movie was they built up to the point where it just built up to him going sideways.
Yeah, but I mean when you watch it felt real abrupt. Like, well, this moment I'm good, and then next moment you wrong me, and it's like, no, I fucking hate you.
No, because he went sideways that whole movie.
They was trying to correct him on, and
right?
Yeah, but
like they saw him slipping.
But there's a lot of guys in that movie who slip back and forth, and when you watch Star Wars, it's about like most people aren't 100% good or 100% evil. They usually slip back and forth in shades of gray. You know what I'm saying?
I thought that was,
and that's one of the reasons why.
I thought Star Wars was the opposite. I thought Star Wars was black and white. It had to be so many white and so many black.
And yeah, and that's what Anakin and Darth Vader was supposed to do. He's supposed to bring balance to the Force, and he did bring balance to the Force. He got rid of everyone.
Right.
You know,
was saying we should have known from the beginning. He had to.
And that's another.
Like we know, but we should have known.
And that's another problem I had is that he was around so many people that were Force positive people and none of them were able to see that he was going sideways enough that they had concerns.
Well, see,
but no one ever really saw how far gone he was until he was like.
The problem was that he was showing the signs, and that's what the whole third movie was. It was just a build up to where he went that way.
I think the problem was it
Palpatine. Yeah, Palpatine.
Yeah, I think they didn't. If they had known that he was that nigga.
Yeah, that's another one.
Right.
That's another thing. How the hell did they not know that Palpatine was like he was? Y'all was directly beside it. You tell me you Force sensitive, and you can't tell Palpatine is like.
But I guess he was
sideways.
It's sideways.
Anyway, we didn't went too far off tracks. Let's get back onto.
I ain't the one to be talking about Star Wars.
I enjoy Star Wars, but I am not a connoisseur. Working.
Hey, y'all watching this shit? We just.
If we wrong, I'm sorry.
Wait. I'm a connoisseur of Star Wars. Not to the point where I'm about to do cosplay, but I'm close.
Let me tell you something about cosplay. Since we talking about this shit. A lot of people like to do cosplay about anime characters, and it is weird to me that the people that complain the most about black people doing cosplay of characters that they don't look like are people who don't look like the fucking characters either. Yeah. Like when you dress up and I don't watch anime, so all I got is Dragon Ball Z. That's the only thing I know.
Descent. Yeah,
most of them motherfuckers are Asian descent. So when your white ass dress up like Goku, you don't look like a fucking character either. You can't tell me I look more like Goku than you do. You know what I'm saying? Less like Goku than you do when Goku is Asian.
Well, see, bringing it back to the whole thing is that for instance, it's like how remember when Superman first came out and they had Lawrence Fishburne playing Perry White. People were like fucking super upset. And I'm like, first off, number one, this is a fictional character. He can look like whatever the fuck whoever is doing it wants. If, in my opinion, if you want to do a black Batman, you can fucking do it. It doesn't matter.
So what you're saying is you ain't had no smoke about them talking about the white lady playing Harry Tubman.
No, I had 100% smoke.
No, I had 100% smoke about that.
100% motherfucking smoke.
The Harry Tubman is based upon a real person.
Let me tell you what happened.
Hey, that was funny though. The producer, I was like, how did this producer even? What possesses you to think in your mind and to come out your mouth? I want Julia Roberts to play Harriet Tubman.
He had no fucking idea that Harriet Tubman was a black lady. He's like, this story is great. We should get.
It must have been around time every time I put it on some money.
Huh? It was the guy who wrote.
No, it was the 40s. This
the guy who wrote the screenplay.
Early 2000s.
Yeah, the guy who wrote the screenplay for.
No, they started talking about putting her on money. George
Bush.
Was
before that. This is before that.
No, it wasn't. It was around George Bush's final term and when Obama came in. So this was like 2008.
No. But so
they were talking about Julia Roberts playing in the early 2000s.
Okay, what you telling me is this happened after?
After what? No, this happened in early 2000s.
So the money was a thing. Like he should.
No, the money was a thing after that.
Okay.
But even so, he should have had common sense to know who the fuck Harriet Tubman is. It's like if you're walking around in this day and age and you don't know who the fuck Harriet Tubman is and you can't Google her, you should kill yourself. Basically,
right.
I mean,
I can't defend him.
But remember, these are the same people who had casting couches and would fuck bitches for fun to get movie parts. So I mean,
expecting him to know who the hell Harriet Tubman is.
It's asking a lot. I mean, this is like, to me, I feel like Weinstein was just the one that got caught. It's a whole lot of these motherfuckers that, in honesty, if they would have been black, they would be under the jail right now.
I'm getting Bill Cosby.
Just saying.
For your pudding pop.
The whole producers or
not in Hollywood.
Well, you're talking about the executive level at movie studios and all of
You
these.
talking about executive
guys.
level ever anywhere? You can't.
Everywhere.
It's like what? It's all three of y'all.
Yeah, they weren't black, so they didn't even. So to me, this guy, he probably just said some shit, not realizing what the fuck he was saying. Because like, how many times are white people really taught about Harriet Tubman back then?
I feel like to us, because Harriet Tubman is such a critical part of our history, that we assume that everybody should know who the hell Harriet Tubman is. And when they don't know, it's like, how the fuck don't you know?
You should kill yourself.
Yeah, how the fuck don't you know?
From American Studies at high school.
Hell, I skipped it too. I wasn't paying attention.
But you still know who the fuck Harriet
I
Tubman
do.
is.
I mean, I know about black history. I was just in there bullshitting because I assumed that I was black. I should be good at this, and I was not.
I knew about it, but I ain't know these little details.
Yeah.
Well, see, to me, there are certain things that you should know. Like, for instance, you should know who the fuck George Washington is.
You should know who George Washington Carver is.
You should know. To me, those are things that you should fucking know regardless.
There was a
Harriet Tubman, you should know who the fuck Harriet Tubman is regardless, because her story transcends
I think that's a black story.
history. No,
You think so?
No, because her story was actually in history books and is actually taught who the fuck she is.
The books they gave us?
No, that's the books they give everybody. Now,
I feel like
if
I
you
learned about
were-
Harriet Tubman in school. I feel like I learned about it in school.
you did. That would, to me, there are like three black people that everybody know about: Harriet Tubman, George Washington Carver, and Martin Luther King.
What I'm saying is, it might have been in the book. That don't mean they read that chapter.
No, these three people are really taught to everybody.
That they taught it to everybody, and they just don't care. They just don't give a fuck.
But like, if you don't give a fuck, then you don't give a fuck regardless.
You know what we should have segued into? I had a brilliant segue from Star Wars to Billy D. Williams, and we did not take it.
We didn't touch it.
We did not touch it
because we had other shit to discuss.
Because we had other shit to discuss.
Because like right now we can segue into the racist. No, I'm not gonna say racist. We could talk about the dumbass comment that Tim Ryan said.
You want to talk about Tim Ryan and Patrick Peterson?
Well, see, I was just transitioning.
We'll talk about both of them since we're going racist.
We were talking about how like basically how you're saying that a white person could not understand this story because maybe they weren't taught this story, and we can segue into is how this white guy said this statement, not understanding that how it would be perceived to a population of people of color, because I can't believe this.
You know what? This kind of reminds me a bit of like Zwarte Piet. Every single year, I see Halloween. I see white people dress up in blackface, and every single year we tell you, motherfucker, that shit is offensive. Don't do it. Don't do it. Halloween coming up. If you're thinking about dressing up as a rapper or whatever, don't do that shit.
If you dress as the rapper, don't leave the black.
If you do dress up as a rapper, leave the fucking blackface at the house. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's going to be a bad fucking look. And every year, you do it anyway.
Maybe they confused because, when, like you said, we dress up as somebody. We can't take the blackface off, so it's just us.
Yeah, but if let's say
enjoy yourself as that person.
Let's say if you were to dress up for the holidays Donald Trump. Right. You're not gonna put on whiteface to be Donald Trump. You're gonna put the wig on the suit and go out as a black guy dressed as Donald Trump.
I'm close enough. You can
you know what I'm
You get the gist.
You get it.
The prop selling.
I put the hair on. I put the suit on. You know who I am.
Right. You got a sign that say something about Air Force One, and it's loud out here because the helicopters is going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know
exactly. That's so stupid.
Yeah. And so that's what to me makes
Tim Ryan's comment
dumb, but not necessarily racist. Because
Dave, you got your shirt? What's up? Hey, y'all need to buy a shirt also. And we will also buy shirts and wear them. And wear them.
We'll try to appear with the shirt.
Exactly. From now on, we're gonna appear on here with our shirts on, so you can see the merchandise and know that we're not out here bullshitting
about the merchandise.
And also, if you guys want a shirt, just send the money to me because I can do samples and they're cheaper. They're like,
why are you telling the people? Don't tell the people.
No, we get samples.
Oh, we get samples.
We get samples.
Y'all not entitled to samples.
We need samples because we need to know
what it look like.
Okay. And be able to wear that stuff and sell it. You know what I'm saying? So they give it to us without their cut involved.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me know. I'll give you.
I think it's like $13, $10, $13.
All right. So back to Tim Ryan and what he said. So for those that aren't in the know what he said, he basically said that the reason why Lamar Jackson could do the RPOs, run pass,
better than most,
fakes better than most, is because he was wearing a black uniform. He has dark skin, and the football is dark. So that basically meant that when he put it in the pocket and pulled it out, some of the players were having problems differentiating where the ball was at that point in time.
You know what? It don't matter how you put this. That sounds racist as fuck.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest with you.
That sounds racist as fuck.
Maybe that's my unpopular black opinion, but I don't have a problem at all with the statement he made.
Now,
you don't think that's racist?
No. Now here's the problem. Here's the thing. Now, Richard Sherman came back and said that in actuality, that is a legitimate argument, because he said that when he was on the field and he saw it happening, sometimes he could not tell whether or not he had at the mesh point, which is where he's putting it in the stomach of Mark Ingram and pulling it back. He said that he could not differentiate where the ball was, and so he was actually. Wait a minute,
running. So that's an actual problem?
So Richard Sherman said this.
You can't imagine how fast they playing and how fast they moving. And if you got on black, the ball black, your arm kind of.
Nigga, Lamar Jackson ain't the first black. He ain't the first black quarterback. This wouldn't have happened before.
This ain't the first time it's been a problem either. It's just now we so fucking super sensitive that we gonna make the most out of what this man.
Yeah.
Why did this never happen with Cam? Cam was the originator.
No, but see the thing. But see the thing about it is that when the man said this, remember he's basically filling time. So he is in a situation where he's on the radio or whatever, and he's doing an interview, and he's just obliviating about the game. And so, in my opinion, what happened was, I feel as though he just said something dumb, but because of what the dumb statement that he said carried over so far, that it was into that territory where, like, you could pin is that racist or not tag on it.
So
was the statement? Well, the thing is, the statement wasn't dumb. It was, like you say, it was backed up by.
Well, no.
The statement was dumb.
The statement can simultaneously be dumb and true at the same time. Those two are not mutually exclusive.
No. Okay, so what makes it dumb?
The reason why it makes it dumb is because he was basically saying that it was his black skin that was making it right. Which is dumb. That is dumb.
I'll be honest.
He's not the first black quarterback. He's not the first black quarterback.
When they teach you to carry the ball, there's a reason why they teach you to carry like this, because you're trying to camouflage the fucking ball. If you just so happen to be a darker shade, you got a fucking advantage. Good job.
Do you?
Dumb.
Do you?
When you play it,
when you ball, when has that ever been a problem? That's never.
They tell you that's the reason why. When sometimes when these folks run the ball, you're like, damn, I thought you had the ball. You do your job. Now
here's
every fucking time. You make that pocket.
Because here's where we're gonna take this to next. Because one of those ESPN obliviators, the talking heads on ESPN, said that, well, if you're gonna, how come nobody has ever said that when a white pitcher is pitching a white baseball, you can't tell, but still,
no, that should still apply.
The same tactic should apply, because basically where the ball leaves your hand is where your eyes start tracking. So if you have a white hand on a white baseball,
you should not be able to see when it leaves.
Should have a harder time tracking the baseball. But nobody has ever said that statement.
You track his hand, you see his hand, and you know something got to release there. Right?
No, the same way with
but what they're saying
is, the thing is, it's two people involved in this transaction. Let's be real now. It's two people. Like, he got the ball, he handed it to another dude. You don't know.
We're approaching one of those statements where
it's deception.
Yeah, we about to spend the next 31 minutes arguing with this dude about something that
we're about to spin it into one of those opinions that is not supported by anybody.
No, I'm actually.
Hey, did not Richard Sherman not support it and say, yeah, I got, I had a little time.
Okay.
But Richard Sherman does not. He is not the definitive black guy.
It's not about
this was one black guy says it okay doesn't mean it's all right.
I think we need to.
I'm listening to y'all point, right? But y'all not taking into account a person that was actually on the field and said, I did have a little trouble seeing the ball leave from him. I ain't know where.
Yeah, but Tim Ryan didn't know that shit when he said it.
But you can see it though. You can like, I see how you.
Okay, but what my thing is that but is there a better way to say what he said that does not lend itself to basically saying a statement that says this?
Y'all just so soft, so sensitive about nothing. The man said, "Oh yeah, if you compound a black uniform with his darker skin with a darker football, he got a little more camouflage than some folks."
Yeah, I'm not.
But he didn't say camouflage. He said his black skin helped him.
I'll be honest with you.
To be able to pull off that fake without it.
I said the man said he got darker skin.
All right,
but he never said camouflage. He never used that word.
Let's go back to the root of this.
It is because a camouflage is a better way of saying what he said.
At the root of this, the problem we have here is that Tim Ryan's white. If this had it came from Shannon Sharp or Chris Carter, because they're black.
But you shouldn't have to be black.
No, we still would have had a problem with it because
I swear to God, I know Shannon Sharp would have said this. I know he would have said this.
No, we would still would have had a problem because the problem with it being is that like that's what you attribute Lamar Jackson's success to is the fact that his dark skin helps him carry out a fake.
They don't always have on.
I feel like you're going somewhere with this. I also feel like
they don't always have on black uniforms.
No, I feel like
he's great regardless. So I don't think
it is kind of a slight too. It is kind of a slight that you got a non-football skill edge that gives you an advantage over other players. Like you don't get the benefit of the doubt like you would if he was fucking Tom Brady. Like you're not as good.
That's what because
you got extra camouflage.
Discounting his actual skills.
This is where that sensitivity comes in. Y'all drawing all this shit. This man.
No, I'm not drawing anything. No.
To make him somewhat kind of racist because
I'm not saying he's racist.
All you have to do
I'm not saying he's racist.
Count what he said.
I'm not saying he's racist. But when you take his statement. When you take his statement is based in some racism.
How?
It is based in some racism.
How is it racist to say?
Okay, I would explain to you guys racism.
So now I can't see you handing the ball off because your dark blacker than the skin. That don't sound racist to you?
No, because he ain't said it like that. What he said was you got on a black uniform, dark skin, dark football.
You know what?
You know what that means?
You know what?
I could probably
no, we're not doing that drain. We're not going out the drain. We are moving the fuck on. This is what I'm learning. We're moving on.
Because this is just circling the drain.
It is. We're about to circle the drain.
No, I feel like that's just extra work, man.
We're not extra work. We're actually feel like we're
because
not
that is a dumb comment. Because to say that is the only reason why Lamar Jackson carried out that fake so successful.
You saying only.
That's what he said.
Did he say that?
Yes, he basically said that.
Oh, now it's basically said
he basically said
that.
He basically said that.
Chill out.
It wasn't like he said, hey.
This is the thing we got to do, right? Like we said we was gonna start speaking in facts. Don't paraphrase what the motherfuckers.
No, what we're gonna start doing is arguing about it. We move on to another subject. We're just moving on to another subject. It's fine.
Is when we start paraphrasing and putting our own.
No, what happens is we end up circling the drain. We never
we're circling the drain.
We're gonna go around in circles about this for another 30 minutes.
because what the man said was dumb.
Until we get to 50 minutes, and I was like, all right, that's the end of the show.
Don't put words in his mouth.
We're not putting words in his mouth. We're saying that what he said was dumb. I didn't say what he said was racist. We're gonna move on to another
racist statement. And Patrick Patterson. All right.
That was my unpopular black opinion.
Exactly.
We're gonna have a whole episode for you where I'm gonna need you to marinate some unpopular opinions.
Hey, but this is where I would actually have an unpopular black opinion because I kind of agree with Patrick Patterson.
All right.
I don't know what he said.
All right. This is what happened. So Patrick Patterson is a basketball player. I do not know who he plays for, but don't worry about it. It don't matter. He played in the NBA. He celebrated the anniversary of his wife, and because he is a black basketball player, of course he has a white wife. Of course he does. It's a rite of passage. It's what you do. You go
get you a nice white woman with blonde hair and blue
eyes. It's a rite of passage. I got money now, nigga. I need a white woman.
And then you have a Steph Curry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You have
a Steph Curry.
Yeah, right. Even though Steph Curry parents they blackish.
No, his mom is white.
Nah, she mixed.
I thought she was white.
No, oh man, she bad too. Whew. If you listening,
go ahead, bro.
Y'all throw shade at his wife again, Aisha. Y'all just gonna jump right.
No, I didn't say nothing about Aisha. I said straight to his damn mama. I went straight to his mama. I went straight to his mama. His mama bad. His mama MILF.
I just thought his mom was white. I thought she was.
Nah, she's not white. She blackish. Anyway,
go ahead. Mix this.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So what happened was he was celebrating the anniversary with his wife and said, happy, we celebrate my anniversary, blah, 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 blah. Someone in the comments mentioned that talked about him having a white wife. Said, like, he brought the smoke to him. You got a white wife, you another statistic, blah, 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 blah. Right. He then goes at this dude's wife and says that his wife is a fucking bulldog.
Wait, he called another man's wife a bulldog?
Yes.
My question is, does she look like a bulldog?
I don't know. I didn't see the wife.
Does he know the wife?
I'm assuming he saw. I think it's a fan. I think he just went through his pictures.
Yeah.
And saw his wife in one of the pictures and called her bulldog. And he might have been his profile picture or whatever, and then from there called his wife a bulldog. I did not know this going in, that he called his wife a bulldog. Like he didn't call black women a bulldog. He called a black man's wife a bulldog. You know what I'm saying? Like
do we have pictures to confirm?
I'm not talking about all of y'all. I'm talking about you. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Do we have pictures to confirm that she's a
bulldog? And it doesn't even matter.
It does matter. Because if your wife looks like a bulldog, she's a fucking bulldog.
Here's my thing. What happened is he got all the fucking smoke, because then people was talking about how we don't care who you date, love is love, but what you're not gonna do is bring that smoke on black women. You're not gonna do it. You're not gonna disparage black women because you got a white woman. You know what I'm saying? That's what people were saying. A lot of people were saying,
jump straight from him insulting his wife because he insulted his wife,
right? To you saw all black women, and not only are you calling all black women bulldog, but by proxy, your mama, your sister, any black woman you ever dated, they all bulldogs.
The thing is, though, he probably didn't even make another comment. It was probably some random comment that started. So you saying all those black women are bulldogs, and it just ran.
TMZ, Sean King, DL, Godfrey, all of them. They brought the smoke straight to his doorstep, to the point where when I saw it on Twitter, I was like, this nigga better get his apology. I hope you're typing your apology already, because you're going to need one. It's coming. And later that day, I would like to apologize for my remark. I didn't want to offend anyone. And love is love is love. That's his wife. Okay. This is his wife. This is Becky.
At least he got a hot wife.
Yeah. He not a member of the Ugly White Woman Club. Like,
Ugly White Chick Club.
Yeah, she not super. She's not real ugly. But man, I was trying to see if I could find. At the end of the day, what happened. I apologize for it. I'm gonna leave it at that. You know what I'm saying? We all have our experience being in a relationship with someone from a different background. The only experience that matters is the one I share with my wife. So basically, he was saying that he was trying to apologize in some real half-ass way.
Yeah, because he still feel the way he feel. I call it a bulldog. The bitch look like a bulldog. Now what? You want me to apologize?
Yeah, well, no, I think he
because
I think he messed up. Look at Elvis.
Well, no, because some dude, he caught slack because he talked about another player's wife, because he was basically saying that, I don't know how I came around to this, but like they were saying like some players have hot wives and who doesn't have a hot wife, and he named another player who had a black homely looking wife.
I'm whoop your ass.
And he was like, yeah, she's not hot or whatever, and he just went down that path, and he caught a lot of smoke for it too.
Boy, I whoop your ass.
No, it's just a different player. He
what you're not gonna do?
He played football.
You're not gonna talk about my wife, not ever.
Not the one that came, especially not one that came up from the dirt with me.
Yeah, exactly.
We both here.
Exactly. Not my wife. Not my wife. For OG.
You just spent your whole time. All you trying to do is catch a check.
I'm like nigga, you still ugly. You still ugly, and your wife is hot. You think she with you because she attracted to your mind? She interested, nigga? No.
Wait till you lose this contract.
Exactly. See what she had. She chasing some other damn baller.
I brought mine with me.
But see, I like I said before, I think what it is again, you can take stuff to the next level, because a person. I think the problem we're having is that a person can make a dumb statement, but we can't differentiate between somebody just saying something dumb and somebody saying something racist or sexist or homophobic or whatever. We are trying to push a dumb statement into that next level.
With the last dumb statement, I agree the statement was
dumb,
not politically correct. It may have been true. It's just like you say, sometimes it's delivered.
It's worded dumbly.
And this, that, or the other. But I feel like you said, we take something that was just
dumb,
innocent, dumb thing, and push it into the stratosphere and make it into some. Oh,
I mean, but that's how
this man might lose his fucking job over.
I mean, he a basketball player, so him dating a white woman and having a poor view of black women is almost kind of expected. I almost expect this from you. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I was talking about the radio host we was talking about.
With the radio host, I kind of felt like he was coming from I don't want to say innocent place, but I don't think the remark was supposed to be racist. When it came out, it became racist, and then once it leaves your mouth, it kind of has a mind of its own and starts to just spread, and now you don't have any control over what your statement was or your intentions were.
Which is the same thing with calling a black woman a bulldog, even though you was talking about a particular black woman. Now you offended all black women.
Yeah. Right. It's like I said before, it's a dumb statement, but we just can't let dumb statements rest.
Did y'all see the thing with Al Sharpton? Mm-hmm. Did one of y'all post that where he was doing I guess his congressional hearing? And the white dude kept poking at him about things that he had said in the past, like, "Hey, did you say, that all Jews are this, that, or the other?"
Ooh.
And the Reverend Al was like, "No, I was talking about this one particular Jew that had said something to me, and yes, I did call him this, that, or the other, but I was talking about him." So, and that was this dude's whole line of questioning was taking something that the man had said,
taking it way out of context.
Right. I said this, and he only wanted him to say yes or no. He didn't want him to explain. So they was having a whole argument because Reverend Al is going to explain every fucking thing he said.
No.
So
that's his way.
That's just what we at with. It's like you can always take. I can call. It's like you ever call niggas things like, yeah, I'm glad that you said that I give it to black people too. I give it to everybody, black and white. So it's just I don't know. It's just that type of deal where you can take something somebody said and throw it out to the world however you want.
I mean, but that's the world we live in. You don't get second chances at this shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You have to be real. So the podcast is on Twitter. It's on Twitter now, and I normally don't say a whole lot. Not because mostly statements on Twitter when you don't have a huge following, it's like screaming down a black hole. No one hears you. No one's fucking listening. But when they do listen, and when they do hear you, and when you say something fucking ridiculous, and people start getting after your ass and start retweeting your statements, they get after your motherfucking ass. Yesterday, okay, so you guys know about what happened with the hostage where the people had the bank robbery and then they stole the UPS truck and then they got into a chase
and they shot
the two assailants, the innocent civilian and the UPS guy, all got shot.
So they knew they had hostage.
Yeah, they had the UPS driver hostage. They stopped, opened fire in a busy street.
Yeah,
going back and forth. The cops are using the fucking cars, civilian cars, like shields while the guy is shooting back at them. So the people are trying to drive out the way, and the cops are behind the cars as the people are trying to get out of gunfire.
Right. Yeah. So you supposed to, when somebody starts shooting in the open like that, you're supposed to leave them alone. Like, just follow.
No, that's
slowly follow.
Well, that's the thing about policing now, is that like things that back in the day were common sense policing aren't common sense policing now.
So you let the public be free. Let them folks go about their business. Send a helicopter, follow something. But you don't.
Because like in Jackson,
surprised they didn't start a hostage negotiation.
No, because
they went straight to open fire.
Because in Jackson we had the problem with the Clinton police, which is the next town over, coming into Jackson chasing criminals.
Right.
No hell.
And you would think
no hell.
Yes. So what happened is basically the Clinton police. There were some people accused of stealing stuff out of Walmart. So they jumped in their car in Clinton and they drove into West Jackson, drove around West Jackson, being chased by the police, and eventually they got to the point where they had a head-on collision with the guy going home from work and killed him.
The fuck.
Yeah, and like they chased this dude for about 25 miles.
Where the hell were Jackson police? Why was they not?
Jackson police, what they were doing was they were just, stopping traffic and just letting the Clinton
you need to take over for that. You need that. That's this in your jurisdiction. You need to be on this dude.
And so that goes back to what I was saying, which is policemen. Because like
when you get them cowboys, though,
right?
You want to prove a point.
Nah, them motherfuckers think this shit. Nah, them niggas think this shit die hard, man. Right. This is real life.
I think that's our problem too in this country. I think we watch too many movies. I feel like these people are watching movies, then you go to work as a police officer and you think you can do this.
Yeah, you think you fucking Rambo.
Yeah,
life don't work that way. You get out here and you kill somebody. Now you looking for an
Well, see, and that's the thing that happened is that like when the guy was killed, the people on the Jackson side were like, why were the Clinton police or the neighboring city's police chasing this guy
into the
neighboring jurisdiction? all over the neighboring jurisdiction because they like basically did a timeline of where all these people drove, and they basically drove through the whole West Jackson part of town, and were going up and down streets that I used to go walk on when I was a kid. And they said that why was the police still chasing these people when you got the tag number, you got the car, you got the maid.
This ain't even a stolen car.
Nah.
You pretty much know that
somebody that you know.
Right. Walmart got all kinds of surveillance videos of these people.
Right.
So why are you still in a high-speed chase with these people in residential streets?
I don't know. I got no.
And the thing is, how are you returning fire? And you know they got hostages.
Right.
Well, see, okay, this brings you back to the point about Twitter. All right, so the guy got killed on Twitter. UPS released a statement saying that basically we sorry that we found out that one of our employees was killed in an interaction in a hostage situation or a criminal activity, and that we would like to thank the police and we'll help them in any further investigation. And them motherfuckers were lighting their ass. They lighting their ass up. They were like, the police shot one of your fucking employees and you thanking their ass? You thank exactly. I was like, oh shit, you about to watch Twitter get after somebody's ass in real time. It happens. You see this stuff and it get retweeted and boom. I was like, oh, this is how you get canceled. Right. I'm watching a person get canceled or an organization get canceled. Yeah.
Did nobody think about this statement before you released it? Nobody had nothing to say to you?
Well, see, here's the problem that they would have had. If they wouldn't have thanked the police.
They shouldn't have thanked them.
The police.
They should have said.
The police apologists would have been on their asses anyway.
Fuck the police.
What?
So.
Fuck the police. Sorry.
So. Like, hey, all he had to say was, one of our drivers, and we want to send our condolences to his family, and we're gonna help, with
further in any investigation
arrangements that we can do to help.
Yeah, help with funeral arrangements, and we will assist the police in any further investigation. That's it. That's it.
Fuck this, thank the police shit.
Yeah.
Well, no,
you just killed one of my employees.
You can't, because again, like I said before, you got the police apologist who would have been on their ass.
Say, oh well, we thank UPS for not suing us. And
I'm suing your ass. I'm suing your ass.
Because you got a whole lot of Blue Lives Matter people who, if you don't thank the police, they will run your ass through the same ring.
What the hell is Blue Lives Matter any fucking way? What the hell is that? What does that mean?
Here's the thing.
Basically, that police lives matter.
No. Police lives matter more than your life.
No, and
that's what that
basically
means.
That's what that
means. And the
thing
is, though, why Blue Lives Matter shouldn't even be a thing is, when police sign that document, they sign their life away to throw their life away for you. So you.
I don't necessarily know if they throw their life away, but yeah,
they supposed to be in the line of fire to protect you. They supposed to take that bullet for you, so you don't take it. So their lives is less.
So basically, they know what they signed up for.
Wait.
You know exactly what you signed up for.
Let's not go as far as saying their lives are worth less. Let's just say that they are.
I signed the same document with the U.S. government. I knew once I left, I was putting my life on the line for everybody.
Yeah, but that didn't mean that your life was worth less.
Well,
that's to the federal government. To the federal government.
In the grand scheme of things, yes, because I was willing to put my life on the line so you didn't have to. So obviously, your shit worth more than mine, right? I took a check for mine. I decided.
That's a bad throw. That's a bad throw.
In the same vein, I took a check for my life. They taking the check for their life.
I kind of feel like I get what you saying.
I get
but the way you're wording it, it died.
That's the thing. I'm trying to get out of America where we got to word things. The nice way. Fuck that. Being honest, they took a check for the job. You get paid to go out there and protect people.
Well, I think what you're trying to say is say that they should. The motto is protect and serve.
Right.
So their job should not entail not protecting and not serving.
And also to that,
I'm shooting you because I don't know.
To that point, being a police officer is
to make it home that night.
It's not. Excuse me. It's not the most dangerous job. There are plenty of jobs out here that you don't.
That is way more dangerous.
What is it? High tension. The guy who repairs
the electrical line. There are a lot of jobs jobs out
the guy
here.
who repairs a wind
I swear,
turbine.
and if I'm wrong, don't quote me on this. I swear I saw a statistic where it was more dangerous to be a teacher than a police officer based off of like murders per year. Because I mean, like one of the things about being a cop and getting shot or being murdered, it doesn't happen that frequently. But when it does happen, it's very publicized, so it gives you the image that it happens all the time.
And the reason why it happens less is because when you fight, there's years and years of police experience out there. When you follow protocol, it's damn near hard for you to get killed. When
you out here on these streets, when you a hood nigga on these streets, it's one thing. Your black ass know. You don't shoot no goddamn cop because they will give you the fucking electric chair.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because in any state with the death penalty, you go to death row.
Yeah, you go to death row.
When you think about the training, it's the way the cop approaches you in the first place so he doesn't get shot. There's 15 dudes over there. I'm not finna go over there by my fucking self.
Well, see, that's
I'm about to call some backup, and then we can get out here and we can do it.
Well, see, that's the thing that Joe Madison's statement that he was making when I think it was who's the Attorney General guy, that asshole Barr made a statement that if black people don't start suppressing themselves, then policemen will stop protecting those neighborhoods and those people.
You need a fucking dick.
Yes, William Barr was basically saying that if we don't start respecting the policemen, then they shouldn't protect us, and that's not the deal that was made.
Right. Like, don't accept the job.
If you
don't want to come over and protect us, you don't need to be.
Motherfuckers. And so they basically a gang. They basically a big ass gang with a badge.
It transition from protect and serve to protect our own ass at any cost.
Yeah, at every cost. Right. We'll serve you if you're white. White people use the police like goddamn customer service, and we call the police, and they out here.
They're the ones that
don't serve us, don't protect us, nothing.
They kill more police officers than we do.
Yeah, I mean it's much more of them also.
And see, and
it don't matter. I mean, we always use that statistics thing, percentage, where it's only 14% of the black population, and this percentage of them is way bigger than.
I'm gonna tell you what they do to us. We'll be like, when they talk about food stamps, we'll say, hey, it's more white people on food stamps. And it is, because there's more of them.
Right.
But what they'll say is, well, percentage-wise, based on percentages, more black people on food stamps based on the percentage of the population that you are.
That's how you flip an issue that you know that you're wrong about. It's like, if we're gonna take your 14% and say, 3% of your 14% is on welfare. Meanwhile, of our 52%, 20% on welfare. It's like, but that 20% equals out to 1 million people to our 100,000.
Right. Yeah.
This program is benefiting you more than it is me.
It is. I see what you.
I don't give a fuck.
No, you're right.
You are totally right. And the problem that I have with all of this is that like it gets away from what I think is the real issue when you get to saying your people have this and you have that. Is that like you get from the issue of that's fine and dandy, but how do we solve why we got so many policemen that kill innocent people, or why we got so many policemen that do why we got so many people on food stamps to begin with.
With the police, we got a couple problems. They hire people who only follow orders, who don't have critical thinking skills, who just going to do here, and as soon as they see your black ass and they assume that you, Jay, who work every day, who got a family, who got a house and a mortgage, is the same dude who they saw earlier today who's a fucking dope boy sitting on the corner. As soon as they approach you, they come approaching you with the same caution they have, but they don't do that to white folks because they come in with the white folks. I don't know who you are, and I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. So
you're one of the good white people.
You're one of the good white people, but we all one of the bad black people.
You got to start treating people like people.
Yeah, you need to treat us all the same.
Use that one protocol with everybody.
Yeah, you need to be treating us all the same.
Which is one of the reasons why stop and frisk was such a horrible policy, but was a good idea.
Do you know that motherfucker said that stop and frisk wasn't a problem until he started running for president. Nobody ever said nothing. Pause, time out. Do you not remember when stop and frisk was enacted? We were complaining about this constantly. I'm in North Carolina and I was complaining about it.
So you don't need an excuse to pull you over.
Man, fuck Bloomberg. It's fucking rich ass, dumb ass. Nobody wants to be president. You a horrible mayor, let alone a goddamn president.
Wait a minute. He was a pretty good mayor.
Shit.
The problem was that
do you know anybody in North Carolina in NYC
policies
who liked Bloomberg when he was a mayor?
Yeah, because they voted for him 3 times. I mean, you can't be mayor 3 times.
We voted for McCrory like 5 5 times. Like, I need you to give us the benefit of the doubt on being mayor. Things are different.
Yes, but that means that people liked you enough to vote you in again.
People.
So like I'm
when
not.
McCoy was the mayor here, he was a moderate Republican, right?
Right.
He goes to Raleigh, becomes a governor, running as a moderate Republican, and then goes
way left,
all the way right, all the way right. You know what I'm saying?
And see, my thing is, I don't have a problem with Bloomberg because in actuality, the stop and frisk policy was instituted by Rudy Giuliani, the vampire of Trump.
Fuck Giuliani.
So, like, in my opinion, he inherited a bad policy and he tried to make the best of a bad policy.
Before we get out of here, and before we finish this up, and since we're talking about politics, I gotta know what you think about Kamala getting out the race. I have to know what you think about it.
My problem with the thing that I keep hearing about Kamala is that she never owned her shit. So
not only she owned her shit, but you saw that thing in the New York Times. A fat ass damn tight head. You saw that shit in the New York Times where her staffer left and went to Bloomberg's campaign and then ripped her in the fucking New York. I think it was the New York Times. Ripped her bad, and her ever since then she was.
Well, see, again,
she never recovered.
Her highlight was when she went at Joe Biden. The problem was that when she went at Joe Biden, that made you the front runner. So now people were going to come at you. And she didn't own her time as being AG.
Here's my thing. Here's my fucking
never
thing.
Owned it.
I was like, there's nothing wrong with you being the AG of California. There's nothing wrong with some of the things that you did. You, at the time that you did this, we were doing the whole tough on crime thing.
Right.
Own it. Yes, I did these things. Yes, it's happened on my watch. Yes, I was tough on crime.
But I changed.
I have changed and I have moved on. I have a different viewpoint on how I will run the country going forward. Yeah.
Basically what Joe Biden does. Basically, Joe Biden says that I authored the crime bill. However, with time, I saw that times changed, things changed, people changed.
It didn't have my intended benefits. Right.
It did what it did then, but now it's time to change. Kamala never did that. No. Wanted to try to say, that's not what I did. I didn't never do that.
Yeah,
that's not me.
Own it.
I know people don't want to say it too, but a lot of folks had a problem because she got at least the black community.
A white husband.
You know, that's the first thing I said. That's why my problem. I was like, you in here pandering to the black community when you didn't marry a black person. You're not even pretty much like Obama. You're not even 100% black. You black, Jamaican, and Indian.
But she never acknowledged her Jamaican culture either.
No, but my thing was that she never owned that white husband. All of a sudden, when it became a problem, that motherfucker disappeared. He's not on her campaign.
When she first started running,
he's not out there campaigning with her.
She's a Delta or AKA. And she's an AKA because I got a couple of AKA friends and they were hyped for her in the beginning. And I was like, when she first came on the scene, she went straight to the AKAs to kind of give her some black validity. I'm like, chick.
They said a lot of the stories that she was telling about childhood and shit too didn't kind of seem like they was hers, like they came from somebody else.
Yeah, that's basically she came off as unauthentic. Yeah.
She came off, and I mentioned this on Twitter. I probably shouldn't even.
Niggas can smell a fake ass. I
probably shouldn't even.
Your shit ain't adding up.
I said that we wanted the Kamala from the Kavanaugh trials. Yeah. What we got was a Hillary clone. You know what I'm saying?
I said the same thing. I was like, yo, we just got Hillary Clinton part 2, which is like, even her cackle was Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
Did you ever see her tell a joke and then kind of cackle behind it and you like, shut the fuck up?
That sucks about her being outside of the race is this race is filled with fucking mediocre white guys. Like, why the hell am I sitting here in a race with
Buttigieg? With
Buttigieg, and Buttigieg is the definition of mediocre white guy in the presidential race, and he's surging. If you remember, I posted that statistic where they asked him who was the smartest person in this race, and Buttigieg was he was like 2 or 3 in this. I think Warren was 1, and he was like 2, and I'm like, based on what? He's like, you're gonna tell me he's a Rhodes Scholar? There was other people in this field that are Rhodes Scholars who are not this high.
Cory Booker, Rhodes Scholar, went to Stanford. Not only was he a mayor, He was also when he governor of New Jersey, and he was in the Senate.
When you black though, you lose like 100 points for being black.
You don't even get the benefit of doubt being smart. When people tell me,
I'm like,
whenever you see people talk about Buttigieg, the first thing they tell you that he's intelligent, and I'm like, based on what?
He's mayor of what is it? South Bend, Indiana, which is like the 222nd largest city in America.
4,000 people voted for him to be mayor. What qualifies you to be a fucking president of the United States? Black people don't even like you in South Bend. How the hell are you going to fix this problem here? Matter of fact, I've never met a person who was a Buttigieg fan. Never.
Oh, I saw my first Buttigieg sticker. I saw it on one car.
So it's one guy. One guy voted for him.
Right
around in one car.
Yeah. No, man.
To me, I'm like, Cory Booker, to me, I just don't know why he is not resonating more. And I think it may be Obama fatigue.
No, I think he just. I don't think
he don't do nothing. He don't do nothing for me.
Sit and watch too much.
I think it's Obama fatigue. Where like we have seen Obama, so like every black person is
judged based on
Obama.
Yeah,
so if you're not if you can't orate as good as Obama, if you don't have the charisma of Obama, if you don't have the story close to Obama, then black people just
I'm not gonna lie to you. He right.
And Obama set that. Yeah, he set that bar so high.
When you see Cory Booker, and when you see Obama, and then you see Cory Booker, you like,
you know what?
Nah, nigga, you not right. It's not right.
You basically say Obama light.
Yeah.
And I need Obama.
I mean, like literally Obama light. They like the same complexion.
I need better than Obama.
Obama to fuck up one time.
Not this.
No, I need Cory Booker to be better. I need Obama to keep doing what you're doing because I love you, and I need Cory Booker to be better.
But we needed him to fuck right. He needed to call somebody a nigga at least one time, right?
Well, see,
so that Cory Booker can look better.
Well, no, I think what we needed was we need to lose the mentality of one black person speaking for all. And so we don't even need to compare Cory Booker to Obama. We need to let Cory Booker stand on his own.
I mean, that's some good sense thinking, but the thing is, in the age of social media,
it ain't happening. I would love for it to happen. I would love for us to judge Cory Booker based upon Cory Booker.
But just have to go back and take a look at it because, like I said, I think he went at somebody or something. And he just kind of lost my attention. He
played football at Stanford. He was a football player. Like if you really look at Cory Booker, you would say that's a guy that I would want to vote for. If you just look at him based upon everything else. But when you look at him through the lens of we had Obama.
You know what else? You know what else I don't like about Buttigieg is I feel like he is getting a bonus point, like an amplifier for being homosexual.
Oh, if
he is.
He getting amplified because you know what? You know what happened when you were being homosexual? People like to equate
pass.
We equate being homosexual like it's being a minority.
Right.
When being homosexual is not like being a minority. I cannot wipe this shit out every day I wake up.
Well, that's the thing too, though. They tell you that they can't wipe that shit off. They tell you if you accept the fact that they was born that way, they can't wipe that shit off.
You might have been born that way, but Buttigieg is just he just out of the closet. He only been out of the closet for 4 years. In the grand scheme of things, he a rookie. He a gay virgin. He new to the game. You know what I'm saying? I've been black for 39 years.
and see, here's the thing that it goes back to. Remember now, we look at Cory Booker through the Obama lens. You look at Pete Buttigieg through the Trump lens. So basically, Trump's bar is so low that anybody can just cross over, and you be like, you know what? He was a better white man than Trump. So yes, he's awesome.
Cory Booker just got the typical black man problem, right? Because when you go,
I got to be twice as good.
And white dudes go apply for a job. He kind of already know the white dude. That black dude, you was alright, but I roll with him.
Or better yet, I look at him through what's the greatest black person I know, because typically that's the only black person that white people remember is the greatest black person that they ever know. And if the greatest black person that you ever know is Martin Luther King and Obama,
there's no
way any black person will ever live up to those standards.
There's no Obama.
But if
because Obama was the devil. Remember?
Yeah,
they thought he was the second coming of the Antichrist.
Yeah, but they liked him on a personal level, and they saw him as a black person that, besides the fact that he was a Democrat, they loved everything else about him. So if you look at it from that perspective, and then you look at the fact of like white people are judged based upon like a plethora of white people, and so you can say, oh well, look at Trump, he's the fuck Trump, he's the asshole. Versus, I mean, what's the greatest white person that you know? I mean, I don't know nobody, but you see how there's that large
I mean,
swath of.
But in that point, it brings us back to that point where we were saying about how black people are judged as a whole. We judge, so like something you do, I have to answer for that stuff. If you were to go rob a bank or shoot a cop, now they looking at me sideways like I'm gonna start shooting cops now.
Right?
You might be into shooting cops too.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But Jeffrey Dahmer go eating motherfuckers. You don't expect every white person
eat people.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
man, I can't hang out with that white person. He
might eat motherfuckers.
He might eat me.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I honestly judge some white people. And my bad. You know, I got a
couple producers in my job. I think they got some bodies in their basement. Like I don't know you that well, but you look like you might gnaw on a motherfucker.
You got a couple cages in your basement
exactly.
that you
it rubs the lotion on itself, or else it gets the hose again. Anyway,
on that note,
we're gonna go ahead and wrap this.
Stop that signal.
Exactly. We got to wrap it up signal. She say cut it. Cut it. I know, right?
she giving us a countdown.
Yeah. You got 5 minutes. The red light is on, and we got to get off stage.
You over your nigga limit. You said
you said too many. You said I counted nigga 47 times.
We at that point.
Exactly. We cut you cut off. Anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. If you guys, you know what I'm saying, if you want to, we out here on every social media platform. You can also catch us on YouTube. Also, if you want to support the cut, we're on Patreon page. Like I told you, we got some controversial stuff on there.
Share that shit, nigga.
Yeah, share that shit. Yeah, also share that shit. Like that shit, subscribe, do all of that.
That's a t-shirt.
Share that shit.
Share that shit.
Yeah. That would be dope. I've been trying to get somebody to make a brown table talk shirt. Yeah. We got it. We need to make this happen.
All right, man, let's wrap this up, bro.
Anyway, wrap it up. We got places to be.
We gotta go.
We got parties to do.
We out.